Hey everybody, welcome back for another game break. So as a lot of you have probably heard by now, X Nordic to be specific, has been announced by Falcom at their annual shareholders meeting. So we knew this was coming because there was a little bit of an article a couple of months ago now, I think. It was talking about a new Ys title and how it's going to have like Souls-like combat, or at least kind of take some inspiration from the Souls titles. And I'll touch on that later. But no, X Nordic takes place in Obelia Bay, and it takes place right after the first two Ys games. So Adol's very young. He's only like 17 years old. There's kind of two big twists with the gameplay, so there are some decent changes to be aware of. One is there's ship-to-ship combat and ship traversal for the first time in the Ys series, which is funny because we all know Adol has a bit of a bad history when it comes to shipwrecks and just being on ships in general. So I wonder if all the ships he destroys or damages in this game like collectively curse him, and that's why he has shipwrecks from this point forward, but we'll see. But no, so that's the big new mechanic. We see some screenshots of that. There's been no trailer yet. And then the other thing is the combat system's been revamped, and it's pretty much a two-party member combat system with two modes: a single player focused or a solo focused mode with an AI companion providing support. And this is touted as like the fast mode. And then there's the combination mode where you use both characters in conjunction with one another, and it sounds like this mode is used for stronger enemies or boss enemies. And I'm totally cool with this two-person combat system because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of combination attacks and stuff going on, and I love that shit in games. I love that. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, I loved it with Yuffie and Solon when they're doing combination attacks with one another. So I would love to see some cool dynamic combat with Adol and his partner characters working in concert with one another. And another thing about the party in this game, we see the one girl and Adol. I don't know if there's going to be any more characters besides these two. I would like to think so. For the last several Ys games having not a large cast, but at least a handful of characters to be playable in the games has been a bit of a staple. So I would like to think we'd get some more, but we'll see. They really are trying to shake up the combat with this title. And I'm not really opposed to changes with the combat system in the Ys series, because when I got into this series, I played both the single player Ys experiences and the kind of party focused experiences. So I didn't really have a super strong loyalty to one or the other. I think I kind of prefer the party based system though, switching between all the different characters, because I just like a lot of cool characters in my games. I do. But even if it's just the two, I'm okay with that. And one thing that's really apparent after seeing all these screenshots is the game is just way brighter than Ys 9 Monster Nox. So I'm glad that they got kind of like the good use of color and stuff going on. In terms of graphic quality, it still does look fairly dated, I guess, by video game standards, but it's Falcom. They've never been a graphics powerhouse. I'm liking the way the graphics look. I think they do look better than the last title at the very least. And in terms of where this game is actually set, Obelia Bay, I'm guessing it's going to be up there into the east of Britain. So aside from this concept art where we had this whale making this whirlpool and some ships in the background beside him, we also got a volcano exploding with some kind of ghosty or pirate looking ships there too. But no, let's get to the actual screenshots here. So we got our main boy Adol, looking young. Graphics are looking pleasant for a Falcom game. I think they're looking okay so far. I'm not complaining. If I had to say one thing, maybe get my boy some armor. I mean, I know he's on a ship and he shouldn't be wearing armor, but I love the old Adol look with him with some plate mail on him. Maybe he could be available as a DLC costume for sure. And then next screenshot, we just got Adol in a cave. And then on the right-hand side, we can kind of see Adol's portrait with an HP bar. And then we got like a short orange revenge meter, and then we can see Adol's attack abilities on the very bottom. So nothing too crazy there. And we can also see that solo mode's been activated, and I'm guessing the square button there is to either switch characters or to switch modes. And there's always been a little bit of platforming in the Ys games, so we can see that here in this next one too. Obviously he's got some kind of hook shot that he's using to cross over that kind of broken pillar. And then we're just getting more of a clear look at the good looking environments here as well. And then we got our girl here, axe and shield wielder. By the way, awesome pair of weapons. Love that. And she's on like some goddamn hoverboard. And they've already been saying they have the mana action system, which expands the degree of freedom in fields and dungeons. This makes me think it's for travel or exploration purposes. That's what the mechanic will be for. So maybe that is this. I feel like this could be something different though. But no, once again, looking good. And the thing from this screenshot too is we can see that this girl character's portrait has been activated along with her weapon, and she has her own weapon abilities there too. And I like the fact we have this girl being controlled here. I like the idea of it not just being at all we're in control of and everyone's like AI based, or we could only use the girl in the combination system. I like that she can be activated in solo mode as well. So that gives me hope that there might be more than just 2 characters too. So it's good to see that that is the route they're going. Just gives some variety to the gameplay. And then in this screenshot here, aside from the fact that both characters are attacking this enemy at the same time, we can see the cross combination system has been activated, and this revenge meter has been elongated as well. So I'm almost wondering if it's only active when they're working in combination with one another. I have no idea what this revenge meter is for really yet, but curiously, the weapon ability icons are blacked out. You can't see anything there. Yes, there's still points allotted to them, but there's just no picture. Next one, we got the ship combat, and we can see what looks to be like an HP meter there and being able to pick different weapons. So once again, a trailer will answer a lot of questions in terms about how ship combat will work and traversal. How extensive it's going to be, I would like to think there's a bit to it because they're touting it as being a main feature of the game. So I'm definitely expecting at least a little bit from the combat when it comes to ship on ship. And even with this screenshot, it is looking a bit vast too. It's like, can he travel to all those islands he's seeing there? Like, where can he actually go? Like, how big is this game going to be? Is this going to be the Wind Waker of the Ys series? In this last one, they're fighting a boss character and we get dual HP bars going on for Adol and the girl. So obviously one could be knocked out and probably would make you exit the mode. The curious thing here though is with the weapon abilities slots, they're still all blacked out, but one is clearly being activated on the very bottom. So I don't know why they're blacked out. No clue why that is the case. If this is the only party character that we get in the game, I almost feel bad for it because it's probably going to be the one that has a crush on Adol and he's just going to break her heart after fighting with her the whole game. I don't know if I want to see that. And then the only other real tidbit for story that we have going on is these Griegers, these immortal undead that are attacking, I'm guessing the Normans, the people that Adol gets in touch with in this area. So there's still a lot of questions in terms of narrative, what's going on. And with Ys 9, you could feel the Legend of Heroes influences on that game because the side cast and the playable characters that kind of were around Adol and his orbit, they got a lot of development. There was a lot of dialogue. There was a lot of story to every character. And I know some people had some issues with that. Personally, I liked that. I love the Legend of Heroes series, and I liked seeing Adol's companions and the side characters he was around get a lot of story and a lot of background. And the world building in Ys 9, I just really enjoyed in general. It just really fleshed out that area of the world that Adol was visiting. The game had other problems, but that I didn't consider to be one. So from Ys 9, I'm wondering how much of that they're going to keep. I wonder if they're going to go back to a more action-focused game, or if they're going to keep a lot of that kind of world building and those story and character elements from the last at least couple of games. We'll have to wait and see. And I think anyone's concerns about the Souls-like description should hopefully be assuaged a bit, because this is still looking like a very fast-paced game. Even though it's just a bunch of screenshots, it doesn't look to me like it's gonna be slowing down the combat at all. Nothing against the Souls games are great, but Ys has always been about being quite fast-paced, and I just don't see that changing here. When this was first announced with the 2 different battle systems, I thought they were trying to make both camps of Ys fans happy, the ones that liked the later party-focused games and the ones that liked the kind of earlier single character-focused titles. But now, after reading everything, it sounds like we're going to pretty much be using both of these battle systems all the time. Sounds like the solo mode will be for easier enemies, just running through dungeons, kind of just like chop, 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 having your AI controlled character help you out. Whereas the combination system will be for the stronger field enemies and the bosses. So it sounds like we're definitely going to have to be using both. So hopefully both sets of fans will like that at least they get one tailored to them, I guess. I'm already a fan of both, so I don't mind. I didn't even really feel like the Ys system really needed a big change either. I thought they were just going to maybe continue refining what they were already going with, but they want to try something new. And it makes sense with the combination system, because if you're having multiple characters, again, having them attack together and work as an actual team instead of switching between them. I know they're AI controlled and they do attacks, but that's sick. I love that shit. And maybe Falcom does too. So anyway, let me know what you all think of this update. If you're happy about this Ys title, if you're not happy about it, What are your hopes and concerns? And as always, I'll be back for more JRPG goodness at a later date. And I'll definitely be following this Ease 10 title for sure. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.